Hi everyone, it's Tomer here, Head of Product at Mobb AI. Quick reminder, we fix vulnerabilities directly in your code automatically. Today I wanted to show you how you can easily integrate Mobb into your CI/CD pipeline in order to get fixes for every vulnerabilities detected in your code in your day-to-day. In this demo, we're going to fix vulnerabilities detected by Checkmarx, SAS scan, and we're going to use GitHub Actions as a CI/CD system. So if you use in your company Checkmarx with GitHub Actions, this one is for you. So I already added here in my workflow, in the main YAML file, the actual workflow that is going to run. It runs on every new pull request. So we're getting into the details of this workflow in a second, but before that I want to show you how it looks like from the perspective of a developer when they add a new pull request. So let's say I'm a developer. There's a file here without any vulnerability, but I'm going to introduce a new vulnerability right now. I'm going to take the input parameter name that is taken from the input, and I'm going to add it here in the inner HTML of this div. This will introduce a new XSS vulnerability in this code. Let's see what happens now. I'm going to commit the changes and I'm going to create a pull request for it because the workflow works on pull requests. I'm going to create a pull request, and now you'll see that the workflow will start running. The checks are running. We can click on the details link and see exactly what is running. Okay, so first we check out the repo. We need the code in order to run the SAS scan in order to fix it with Mobb. Then we set up Node on the machine for Mobb. And then we download and configure the Checkmarx CLI because we use the Checkmarx CLI in GitHub Actions in order to scan the code. The next step would be to actually run the Checkmarx SAS scan on the code. And as you can see, it's running right now. I'll fast forward for you to see the results. Okay, so as you can see, this is the scan summary of Checkmarx. Checkmarx has successfully detected the XSS that we just added, and the check has failed because there's a high issue in this code. Of course, this is configurable. And right after, right after we run the Checkmarx SAS scan, we're running Mobb on the findings to get fixes. And I'm going to go back to the GitHub page, and you see exactly what the developer sees at this point. You see that the check was failed because of the high severity issue. But then you can see that there's already a Mobb fix report link. And if I click on this, I will go directly to Mobb and immediately see the fix for my vulnerability. See in a second here, as example, we found we saw the XSS issue, and here you can actually see the actual fix right away. It's a really easy fix. In this case, instead of using inner HTML, we're going to use inner text to avoid the XSS. And now I can, as a developer, really easily come here and click on commit changes. And directly commit the changes, not directly with the pull request. This creates a new branch with the pull request on the target branch. My target branch is main. I'm going to commit the changes, and what you'll see in 2 seconds is that it will open GitHub. You'll see that a new pull request has been created with the fix ready, and the only thing the developer needs to do is merge the fixed pull requests. I'm going to fast forward so you can see that the fix is valid and Checkmarx does not detect this issue anymore. And here we are. The checks has passed. Vulnerability is fixed, and I'm going to just merge this pull request really easily. And think about the developer at this point. I mean, instead of getting a vulnerability report with information about the vulnerability and suggestion how to fix, no, you just get a fix. A pull request is ready. You just need to merge it, and we're done. Now I'm going to quickly show you how the workflow looks like. It's really easy. The steps that we saw earlier. So every pull request, these are the steps. We're checking out the repo because we need the code. Then we set up Node. Then we download and configure Checkmarx CLI. We do it with wget. And then we configure some variables, including the Checkmarx API key, the URI and the Checkmarx tenant. And then we actually run Checkmarx. And you can see here, Checkmarx CLI is really good. We just use it with the command scan to create a new scan. And the important thing here is that the report is getting out in the format of JSON as a file on the GitHub Action machine. And then we can easily run Mobb on the findings to get fixes. We use here the Mobb GitHub Action from the marketplace. We feed it with the results from the Checkmarx scan, add the Mobb API key, and that's basically it. For every pull request, you'll get instant fixes for every vulnerabilities that you detect. For more information, and if you want to try it out, it's really easy. You can just go now to app.mob.dev. It's free. You can sign up in a second. And then in the onboarding experience that we created, there's the last option here is connect Mobb to your workflow. You can click on it and choose your preferred CI/CD system, in this case GitHub Actions, and see details about it, including reference to our GitHub Action, the Mobb GitHub Action in the GitHub Marketplace, and also some code that you can add in your workflow, examples as example codes. That can be easily adjusted to your company. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.